Renewing Your Mind by Dr. Neil T. Anderson. Session 2, Living Under Grace. Lesson 5, Enduring Hardship. Read Hebrews 12, verse 1 through 13. Key point: to fulfill our purpose in life, we must persevere in Christ, even in the face of hardship. Key verse: 2 Timothy 2, verse 3. You therefore must endure hardship as a good soldier of Jesus Christ. Bringing light into a dark world invites three predictable responses in people. First, some will run from the light because their deeds are evil. Jesus said, "Everyone who does evil hates the light and will not come into the light for fear that their deeds will be exposed." John 3:20. Those who live in sin feel convicted around Christians, so they stay away from churches that preach the truth. Second, some will embrace the light as a liberating friend and gladly come to Jesus. Third, some will try to discredit the light source. This is why men tried to do to Jesus, and those who let their heart light shine today will suffer from similar insults and persecution. The writer of Hebrews states, "Remember those earlier days after you had received the light, when you endured a great conflict full of suffering. Sometimes you were publicly exposed to insult and persecution. At other times you stood side by side with those who were so treated." Hebrews 10:32 through 33. With such opposition, how do we run with perseverance the race marked out for us? Hebrews 12:1. First, we consider the example of Jesus, who is the author and perfecter of our faith. Nobody suffered like Jesus did for the sake of righteousness. He is our model and inspiration for endurance. Consider him who endured such opposition from sinners, so that you will not grow weary and lose heart. Second, we consider the example of the heroes of the faith mentioned in Hebrews 11, the great cloud of witnesses cheering us on to victory. If they could endure ill treatment without having the life of Christ in them, imagine what we can endure. We should always keep in mind that the will of God will never lead us where the grace of God cannot sustain us. Third, we are to endure hardship as discipline. Hebrews 12, verse 7. Being disciplined by God proves we are his children, because the Lord disciplines the one he loves. If we as imperfect parents are aware of the need to discipline our children, how much more aware is God of our need for discipline? We can endure hardship as discipline if we know there's a purpose behind it. No discipline seems pleasant at the time, but painful. Later on, however, it produces a harvest of righteousness and peace for those who have been trained by it. Those who prosper in life know that endurance is the key to success. It is said that success is 10% inspiration and 90% perspiration. Those who earn graduate degrees are usually no more intelligent than those who quit before they finish their program. They graduated because they endured the process. No pain, no gain. This is true not just of the athlete, but also for those who have overcome the odds to be all that Christ created them to be. You will never fulfill your purpose in life if you choose the path of least resistance or quit before you finish the race. Too many Christians encounter a little opposition and drop out, saying, "It must not be God's will." On the contrary, it is God's will that you persevere. You need to persevere so that when you have done the will of God, you will receive what he has promised. Hebrews 10, verse 36. Question 1. What are three responses we can expect from others when confronted with the light of Christ? Question 2. According to the writer of Hebrews, what opposition will we face in life? Question 3. What are three ways we can persevere when faced with difficulties? Question 4. In what ways have you been tempted to drop out when things get too hard and not follow the course you know God has set out for you? Question 5. How have you benefited from persevering through challenges?